Seem nothing even matters. Seem nothing even.
Peace and blessings, family, and welcome back to A Queen's Crown. I am so excited that you all are here today. I have some very good information I want to share with you all today about me as a certified Sisterlock consultant and about my 7-year journey. Yes, next month it will be 7 years that I have been locked, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. But before we get started with that, please, if you are not following me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok, please do so at A Queen's Crown or at Loyal to My Crown. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button and that notification bell so that you can receive notifications every time A Queen's Crown goes live, posts, or shares. All right, so while we're talking about my journey, I'm also going to create a hairstyle for you. This style that I'm going to do today is what I call my go-to hairstyle. We all have a hairstyle that we just do whenever we feel like we can't do anything else with our hair, or we just say, you know what, I'm just gonna do it like this because it always works for us. Well, I have a few of them. This is actually one that I'm wearing now, just down with a little part on the side. Or sometimes I have a go-to style where I like to pull it up all on one side, pull it all up in the back, sometimes just a bun at the top. Today I'm gonna just show you a quick twist that I do, pulling my hair all to one side while I'm talking about my journey and me being a consultant. You ready? Let's get started. I'm just gonna take these glasses off for a moment. All right, so our hair is down. It can be wet, it can be dry, it doesn't really matter. What we're gonna do is we're gonna decide which side we want our part on. Because my part was already on this side, I'm gonna stick with this side. Once you find a part, just kind of, spread it apart. Doesn't have to be perfectly neat, obviously, because you can't see unless you're looking through a mirror, and even so, it still doesn't have to be perfectly neat. But you want to make it as neat as possible, as presentable as possible. Take your fingers and kind of follow along the lines here. And then you should have two sections. This short section here and this section here. It should look like this. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this hair, put it in either a rubber band, ponytail holder, or you can take the hair just like this and wrap it. Okay, so we'll pause here for a moment. So a little bit about me. My name is Rochelle. Currently, I am a certified Sisterloctician, and I have been for 4 years. I got certified in December of 2017, and so I have been doing hair for 4 years now. Even when I look back and I think about it, I say, oh wow, that 4 years has went fast, but I have met some wonderful people, and I have installed or established some beautiful crowns. Currently, as a loctician, I am seeking brand ambassador because I'm looking to take my brand and take locks to a whole nother level, which we will learn about as we stay tuned on this channel. So what we're going to do at this time is we're going to take this part of our hair and we're just going to comb through it. Just want to kind of get out any kinks or, like this, anything that may be tangling your hair up. And just kind of run your fingers through it. This is pretty much combing without using a comb. And you're just gonna pull your hair through, pull it through, make it nice and smooth. So this way, when we get ready to twist it, it just kind of makes it easy for our hands to go through. So what are some of the things that I enjoy about being a loctician? One of the things I enjoy about being a loctician is establishing the locks. I love to welcome someone home to Sisterlocks. At the end of each establishment, the first thing I say to someone is, not I'm finished, we're done, you did good. I say their first and last name, and I say, welcome home to Sisterlocks. During my consultations, I like to inform people of the importance of Sisterlocks, micro locks, tiny locks, traditional locks, any type of locks that you're wearing, you want to make sure that you understand that locking this crown is not a hairstyle. It is a lifestyle. And I tell my clients all the time, when they sit in that chair, the first thing I say is, Sisterlocks is not a hairstyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a commitment. It's a journey. And each one of us has our own unique journey. And I'm just here to help you walk through it and give any advice and any help that I can, just from my experience and my journey. As we progress through these videos and on this channel, you'll see a lot of helpful hints that I'll give. Most of the hints that I give can be applied to any type of locks, but if I specify Sisterlocks, then I'm speaking directly to Sisterlocks. Maybe traditional locks may do something a little bit different, but for the most part, the journey is pretty much the same, and we are all rooting for one another. Now, at this moment, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this hair and we're gonna twist it. Now, if you don't know how to twist, I'll show you how we can still twist it without you actually twisting. And if you do know how to twist, we'll twist it up. But before we do, I just want to make a few pointers when it comes to our edges. Please be careful with these edges. As you can see, my edges are not the strongest, but they are there, if you will. I have been growing my edges pretty much my entire journey. When I first had my locks put in, I did not have any edges at all. This row here, all these thin locks here are brand new locks since I've been growing my edges. It is very important to take care of your edges. It is very important not to put a lot of stress and strain on your edges, because pulling on your hair, slicking it down all the time, I know we want that smooth, slick, gotta be right, but you have locks. Anything you do to your hair is right. And what I mean by that, in the sense of styling it, you know, if you just wear it down, that's right, because that's what you want to wear today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this hair, and if you can't twist, you're just going to wrap it. And just keep wrapping it and wrapping it. It's not really no real, it's almost just tucking it under, and it serves the same purpose. And you're just going to bring it all the way around. And for those of you who can twist, I'm going to twist it. And this is what we're going to do. So remember, those who can't twist, just do the same thing I'm doing, but just wrap it. And those who can, let's twist it up. So we're going to start here. And again, be very gentle on the edges. Do not pull too tight, but just enough to grab the hair. And you're going to start twisting. Now, in regards to me starting my Sisterlocks, what interests me? So I'll tell you a story. I had told my husband back in 2013 that I wanted to go natural. And he said, okay, what's keeping you from going natural? But I just couldn't give up wearing my sew-ins. I said, nah. So I started asking people, and you know, when you start asking people and you say, what do you think? People are going to tell you what they think. So unless you're ready to hear the opinions of others, I would stick with doing your research and seeing how you feel about it. So what we're doing is we're still twisting here. And keep in mind, if you get tired from twisting, and you're at this point where you're like, oh my goodness, my arms hurt, but I can't let go, you can let go. Let go and just let it sit. If it unravels a little bit, it's okay. You just pick back up from where you started. So we'll pause here for a moment and I'll continue my story. So I said, okay, I'm thinking about going natural, and I got the opinions of others, and so many people were discouraging. You will not believe, or maybe you will believe, maybe you've experienced it, how many people that were like, for what? Why? Why would you do that? That's a commitment. You know, once you do this, you have to cut your hair to take it out. And that is one thing that we will cover later. But since I mentioned it, you do not have to cut your locks out in order to start over. Do some do so? They do for their reasons. But there are also some that will sit and take their locks out. So once I got past all of that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I searched for a loctician. Once I found a loctician, I had my consultation, and I had my locks established on January the 19th, 2015. The best decision I could have ever made in my life when it comes to my hair. And I've been rocking my crown. It will be 7 years next month. So many people say, what about the good days? What about the bad days? What about the ugly stages? And I'll pause right there. We're going to continue twisting our hair. And keep bringing it around. And keep in mind, you just want to kind of feel around a little bit. Make sure you're getting the hairs. If you have to pull from here to bring it down, and make sure everything is nice and even, do so. It doesn't have to be picture perfect, but it just has to be good enough for you. If you feel that it's a little loose, if it's not too tight, that's good. You don't want to pull the same way with our edges. You don't want to pull too much back here. You want to keep all that hair nice and loose so you don't have that tension. And just keep on twisting it around. Bring it around, bring it around. Once you get to this point, this is when you're going to put either a rubber band, or if you still have some hair right here, which I do, you may not. Let's say you do not. Then you're going to take a rubber band and you're going to rubber band it, or you're going to take your locks and you're going to twist it and wrap it around. Because I do have some extra hair, I'm just going to take this hair, this piece, and I'm going to wrap it around like this, so it is split like this, and then I'm going to just grab it. I'm going to take a piece of hair like this, and I'm going to wrap it around like this, because I do not have a rubber band. Once my hair reached about 5 years, I believe it was, I stopped using rubber bands because my hair was long enough to wrap around my locks itself. And so 99% of the time, I'll just wrap my locks. And this is how our hair should look at this point. So I'll continue the story. So people said, what did you do during the good days? What did you do during the bad days? How did you maintain, or how did you deal with the ugly stage? And I tell people all the time, there is no ugly phase. Now, do we have a frizzy stage? Do we have a growth spurt stage? Do we have a budding stage? Yes, and we'll talk about a lot of these terminologies as we go through. But today, just giving some of the things that we go through during the transition of our locks. Some things we can't even really explain. We'll search YouTube, look for videos, look for things on Google, like, has anyone else dealt with this? And sometimes your journey is just unique for you. No one has really had that issue, maybe something similar, but just know that that is what your locticians, your consultants are for. You go to them and say, listen, I have this problem. This looks like this. I was always saying to my loctician, like, listen, I feel like this is doing this. Oh, look at this lock. Is this locking? You know, because we're anxious, we're excited. And sometimes we don't take into consideration that the first 2 years is truly that growing, learning, becoming, transitioning stage for us, our hair, our lifestyle, and we just have to get used to it. And we will, as time goes on. And for those of us who have had locks for a while, you understand. And if we look back then and we see ourselves now and we think about some of the challenges we went through then, it's like, oh my goodness, I remember when. Even I still say, you know, I remember when I dyed my hair, or I remember when I cut them because I didn't want them to grow longer. Yes, I actually went through a time where I wanted them to stay at shoulder length, so I kept cutting them. And my loctician was like, why do you keep cutting your hair? And I'm like, because I just wanted to stay at this length. So I stopped doing that. But I have been enjoying this journey, and I have so many good nuggets to give to you in regards to my journey, and in regards to me being a consultant loctician and working with so many. I have had some phenomenal clients through my entire time as being a loctician, and still have some phenomenal clients. So I just appreciate them. Shout out to all of them. They know who they are. But shout out to all of you who are on this channel with me today, because you didn't have to be here. So I appreciate you all too. Now we're going to pause on my story for a moment. At this point, we are going to take this out. And then what we do is, and if you feel this ponytail is a little too high, like I feel like it's a little too high right now, just loosen it up a little bit. I'm gonna loose mine up, bring it down, because I kind of want it a little bit lower. And you can move this hair over if you need to. And now I'm gonna take my little piece, and let me move this over so you can see. Now I'm just gonna take my little piece and wrap it around here. You do it according to the way you like it. Now, if you like it up high like that, absolutely do it that way. If you want it higher, bring your hair up higher. You can take this twist here, and when you're twisting it, bring it up higher. Get your ponytail up higher. And when you do so, it'll come out something like this. And bring your hair over. You can play with it a little bit. You know, rock your crown how you want to rock your crown. Wear your crown the way you want to wear your crown. I tell people all the time, be happy with you. If you have traditional locks, you can do this hairstyle as well. If you have natural hair, you can do this style as well. This style is just a simple go-to style. It's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. So please let me know what you think about this style in the comments. If I just go ahead and tell you a few more things about me and my Sisterlock journey. So when I became a Sisterlock consultant, I was really excited because I've always wanted to do hair, and I've always wanted to be into hair care and helping someone grow their hair, have beautiful hair. And so now having the opportunity to do so, I really want to give you all some nuggets, some good pointers, some good content, so that you can live with a beautiful crown. I know we all have our issues at times. I have issues with my hair, but guess what? We all know our issues, and everyone else does not have to. You rock your crown to the best of your ability. You rock your crown to the best way you feel comfortable. You rock your crown because you are worthy. I appreciate you all. Please know that if you have any questions, if you have any comments that you want to send to me directly, maybe not necessarily put it in the comments, you can email me at crownherwithlove@gmail.com. I am truly loving this journey. I have no intentions on stopping anytime soon. My crown is here with me for a lifetime. 7 years in, a lifetime to go. Please let me know in the comments how long you've been locked, and if you plan on keeping them for a lifetime. What were some of the hardest things about me getting over with my Sisterlocks? I wouldn't necessarily say a hard thing. What I would say was the frustrating thing for me was banding, and that is actually going to be my next video when we talk about hair washing, and I'm going to talk about some of my struggles with banding, as so many others struggle with as well. My other frustration was the frizziness. I just couldn't understand why my hair was so frizzy. It didn't matter what I did braid outs, twist outs, I would do the little rods, and it just seemed to have this frizziness that I could not get rid of. I appreciate each and every one of you being here with me today. If you have not had a chance to go to my Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or TikTok, please do so and follow A Queen's Crown or Loyal to My Crown, the number 2. Also, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell so that you can get notified every time A Queen's Crown comes on. Thank you all so much, family, and I'll see you all in the next video. Amani na upendo.